There's a lot of debate at the moment about what's happening, what will happen to inflation going forward. And there's two sides to the argument. I mean, the first one would be this, that under a Donald Trump administration, maybe the geopolitical problems that we're seeing, with Ukraine, Russia, and in the Middle East kind of ease off, which would bring oil prices down. And that would be, good news, particularly for emerging markets like India, to see a lower oil price. So that would be obviously, very good for inflation. On the other side of it is obviously the near term is the possible, tariffs that the Trump administration would put on, say, China, which is at the moment is around 60% is what's been talked about, and for the rest of the world anywhere between 10 and 20. So that what would that mean? That would mean that inflation possibly kind of rises in the US, because obviously tariffs are a lot higher for the goods that you're importing, and there might be then deflation in other countries like China because of obviously having to depreciate the currency and so forth and so on. So it's a bit of a mixed picture, but I would say that near term you might see inflationary pressure on the higher side, which would probably lead the Federal Reserve to go on hold in terms of more aggressive rate cutting at the moment. Now, if that was to happen and there's tariffs all around the world, I'm not going into the fact that there could be countermeasures by other countries as well, is that you could see global growth slip as well, which would be the next phase of maybe interest rates falling. So a lot of moving parts there, but I think if anything, tariffs would lead to higher inflation initially, a slower global economy, which then leads to rate cuts being accelerated. But that's maybe first half, second half of 2025 story. Again, given the unpredictability of Donald Trump, some of these things may not play out as quickly as the market is expecting right now. But for sure, a stronger dollar is going to be the narrative that plays into 2025, and with that, the potential for higher inflation and therefore higher interest rates.